What's up, everybody? LeafGreen here, back. First time in a long time. It's been about 6 months since my last video. I'll talk a little bit about that later, but I wanted to start fresh, sort of a clean slate here, with a Pokemon's Let's Play. Playing LeafGreen version here, but technically that's not going to matter too much, because this is going to be a randomizer Nuzlocke playthrough. Let's see, so we're only about to embark, grand adventure, be sure to talk to people, because don't forget this is an RPG, yeah. I remember that was one thing, like, when Pokemon first came out, I was about 9, and people were throwing around the word RPG, or the term RPG, a lot, and like, oh, it's a new era of RPGs. I had no idea what that meant. I think for a lot of people, at least like my age, it kind of depends on your age bracket, but right, Pokemon's like the first ever RPG. It's a very different type of RPG, but nonetheless, kind of gets that going. But anyway, of course, so we, yeah, there's this Professor Oak. He's affectionately referred to as Pokemon Professor, blah blah blah, and you can see already the randomization begins. Man, what does he normally start? What does he? In LeafGreen, he probably shows a Bulbasaur still, right? Yeah. So that's going to add a whole sort of different aspect to this, I hope. I know there's so many, not only Pokemon Let's Plays, but Nuzlocke Let's Plays here. Something that I usually like to do in games, although I don't usually do LPs of games, is I don't know, I've always liked, when given the option to play as female characters instead of male characters. I don't know why that is, but let's call myself Red here. Oh my god, I always forget how like slow the text is. I gotta make sure to change that when I get in there. Something I've always thought about Gary, especially in like, man, it's really hard to remember what he looks like in like red and blue, but whenever I see this picture of Gary, is it just me or does he look like he's like a maitre d' or like a waiter at a restaurant with like the towel like over his, I guess that'd be his right arm? I still can't tell what that is supposed to be, and I don't know if anyone else knows. Is it like a weird like fanny pack up front, but it's shaped really weird? I don't know. Give him a name. I don't really have any like rivals in real life. I don't have many enemies, but let's kind of give him kind of like a derpy kind of name. Call him Dirk. I don't actually know anybody, and my apologies to anyone out there who is a Dirk. It's not. It's nothing personal. I don't know. It's just the first kind of derpy name I could think of. That's an actual name and not like poop fart or something that I think I probably back in the day probably named. I probably named my rival something stupid like that. Let's see. So I'm gonna do text speed fast for sure. People kind of go back and forth on this with Nuzlocke. I'm gonna do set battle style, which means that I can't. Ooh, I better change the frame too. I mean, not that I need to do that, but I like to do that. And how appropriate is this? 3 is red. What? Just like my name, LeafGreen. 3, my favorite number, my favorite color. It's perfect. This game just gets me, you know. And as we all know by now, if you don't know, 20 years later, gotta get that hidden potion at the start, because it could be super beneficial in the first battle, especially here where, again, this is totally randomized. Let's talk to Mom. What were you watching? The TV set so? Do you believe everything the TV set tells you, Mom? Come on. Well, that's, of course, a little bit of a red herring, because, again, as we all know, we could go to Professor Oak's lab or right down there, but, he won't be waiting for us. Maybe he's out here? Man. I feel like that's one of the most difficult things about doing a Pokemon Let's Play where, especially like the older, I mean, this is Gen 3 and everything, but I mean, of course, it's based on more or less like the original games that people have played like so many times. The hard thing is just like coming up with like I don't know, I'm not big with like reading all the text here, and I feel like it's okay because like everybody's played Pokemon more or less, and I don't know, it's kind of a weird line to have to ride between like do I stay totally invested in the story? Because usually I don't like to talk over cutscenes and I like to explain stuff, but do I really need to explain Pokemon? I don't know. Kind of have to see how that goes. But yeah, so we're going to start random here. So the way that I set my randomizer is that any kind of Pokemon can be in any of these balls, but I did have it set so that it's a basic type that has at least 2 evolutions ahead of it, just so that I'm not getting, like, a Mewtwo at the start or something like that. I want to have somewhat of a kind of authentic experience. Trico, not bad. Well, that's really coincidental that two of the 3 here are actually starters from different games. Well, it's really between Trico and Totodile. Grass type is my favorite type, but I really don't like... Yeah, Trapinch I think I'm not... I really don't like Trico all that much. I've done a playthrough with him before. I don't know. The decisions. Ugh! Ah, man. I think I'm gonna go with Totodile. Yeah. Alright, and because this is a Nuzlocke, I gotta give him a nickname, of course. Oh, it's a girl. Oh, I was gonna name him Steve Irwin after the Crocodile Hunter. What's his daughter's name? It's... Bindi, right? Oh, I don't know how to spell that. I don't know if it's... I mean, I know it's definitely that. I don't know if it's I or I-E. I'm gonna go with I-E. The name change. I'll have to look that up and see if that's how you spell her name. If not, I'll have to wait. Oh, you picked wrong, buddy. I was wondering if he was gonna pick the... Yeah, that's what you think. I was wondering if he was gonna pick Trico, but again, the randomizer doesn't really know what's going on here, so... but actually, it might be different when it comes out. Let's see what happens. Because actually... So here's the thing. So yeah, okay, never mind. So the randomizer that I used, it would randomize all those Pokemon for me, obviously, as I was picking them. But all the trainers are still going to have both like gym leaders, my rival, and everything. They're still going to have the same Pokemon that they do in the original game. So that makes sense. He's not actually fighting with a Trapinch, which would have kind of, boy, that would have been fine with me. Although, now that I think about it, Bindi at this level doesn't have any like elemental water attacks, so it really wouldn't matter now. But perhaps down the line, that'd be really interesting to see how he evolves that. But that's okay. And this is going pretty well for me. No big surprises. I mean, still, actually, now that I think about it, though, this is still working to my advantage because he'll be following the whole Charmander line, and I'll probably keep Bindi as my starter. I mean, but who knows? With a Nuzlocke, you never know. So just to be clear, I've been using this term a lot. Again, if you watch Let's Plays, you're probably like an internet-heavy person and you know what this is. But just to be clear, a Nuzlocke, the very basic rules are that the only Pokemon you can catch are the first Pokemon that you encounter in every new area. And by that, I go... Oh, actually, really quick, I want to check something because I did shuffle randomize abilities, so negates weather effects. That's kind of lame. All the movesets are going to be the same for all the Pokemon. That's not going to change. It's just where they appear is random, and I like to randomize the abilities. That really kind of shifts things up a little bit. But yes, so Nuzlocke is... you can only catch the first Pokemon you see in every new area, which I go by route and city and kind of like the dungeons a little bit. If you kill that first Pokemon, then you don't get to try and catch any others. There are some exceptions to that rule. Like, for now, because I don't have Pokeballs, I'm not gonna... I'm neither gonna fight, I'm just gonna, like, run away, because it's kind of unfair to, like, train at this point. I'll probably only maybe run into one or two. Yeah, here we go. One or two more Pokemon, so, so I'll come back and I'll catch something here after I have Pokeballs. There's other rules, I think, that'll kind of come into play probably in a little bit. I'm gonna play by the no same species clause, which means that, like, let's say I catch, like, what was there? Like, okay, there's a Whismer there, and let's say I caught it on Route 1, but then on, like, Route 10 I found another Whismer, or the evolved version of that, or for, like, any other Pokemon, then I don't have to catch it. Because that's the thing, is, like, LeafGreen, this generation, there's not, like, a ton of shuffling around to do, so it's actually, really probably pretty common that even though I have a randomizer going, I'm probably going to encounter, like, similar species across different routes. So I think, like, that's only fair. What else about Nuzlocke? Oh, if a Pokemon faints, it's dead, so there's no reviving. So once it's gone, it's gone. You got to release it or put it into a storage box and never use it again. I, of course, will be playing by that rule. I'm trying to think, what else have I thought about? Or what else did I randomize? I guess that's about. I'm sure there's going to be other things that I'm going to have to kind of make, kind of like on the fly decisions. But I'm going to try and not get too fancy about it. Okay, so we're getting all this like basic exposition. Well, not really exposition stuff out of the way, but. Just going back and forth between the towns, gotta get a key item, take it back to Professor Oak, he gives us Pokedex, and I gotta charge boss gods, and like, yeah. You've played the game, you know how it goes. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. I remember that, that was like one of the most disappointing toys, and it was, to be fair, it was probably just disappointing because I was a stupid kid and didn't think about, like, what was possible in terms of technology. But I remember, and so now we get Pokeball. So I think what I'll do is I'll go back to Viridian up north and try and catch a Pokemon along the way, and then I'll kind of call it an episode. But I don't know, does anybody remember? It was in like the 90s when, like, you know, Pokemon, like it's the golden age, so to speak, I guess. So it was probably like 90. It's probably like 97 or 98, and there was a Pokédex toy, and like it was like the size of like a Pokédex, and like it had like a button on the side where you could like flip it open, and inside was like, thinking back to it now, like, wow, that's fancy. It was like an LCD crystal screen, and I don't know, I thought it would be like just like the one Ash has like in the show, where like it would like talk. It'd be like, Pikachu, the mouse Pokemon, and it would like say stuff, but of course it didn't do any of that. I'm just grabbing the map here real quick. I've played this game so many times that I don't ever really... I kind of like run out of like muscle memory, I feel like. I don't usually use the town map, but just in case I need it. But yeah, like that's what I expected. Or like the Pokemon would like say its name, and of course the toy was nothing like that. It was totally text-based. It was just like the weight and the type and the... Oh, a Togepi. That's gonna be our first catch, huh? Alright, well, it's pretty weak. Thinking about just throwing a Pokeball at it, because Togepi have really low defense, and so I don't want to... Okay, I guess I probably don't have a choice. Oh, actually, that helps, because that'll probably lower the attack just enough, and then I can scratch him. Oh, okay. Does that lower attack? Yeah, totally. Okay, so good. He's actually helping me and doesn't even know it. It's kind of... Secretly, I was hoping based on, like, the... No! Are you oh, well... Okay. Well, that's one way to start a Nuzlocke. Oh, boy. Okay. Alright. Well, Well, that's it for this area. Now I bet something better is going to show up. Oh, it's another Togepi. Well, I gotta let it go. Nuzlocke rules. I mean, I'll still fight it and get the experience, but, I mean, it's still early on. There's lots of grassy areas and the Viridian Forest and stuff coming up, so I'm not too broken up about it. Plus, honestly, starting with a Togepi, I mean, I know the whole, like, idealistic point of a Nuzlocke is it gets you playing with Pokemon that you normally wouldn't. Oh, sweet. So maybe Togepi, if I stuck with it, would be kind of good, but I guess now we'll never know. Unless it shows up in another route, but doubt it. So this seems like a good stopping point. So as always, thanks for watching. Please like, please comment, and please subscribe. I do always appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time.